3P Access and Policy Product Analysis. Hello. It's a social welfare study channel, Social Welfare Insight. In this session, we're going to learn about 3P Access and Policy Product Analysis. Policy analysis is a way to find the best policy alternative. It refers to a scientific method of systematic analysis of the entire process of policy. Social worker Yun-Oh Sung explained the nature of policy analysis like this. The policy analysis is, since the goals and means of achievement are clearly defined, it is purpose-oriented. It is systematic because the factors of social processes are interrelated. It is action-oriented, and suggests necessary measures by predicting policy implementation, since there is a specific review of how to achieve the goal. It even has a manipulative nature. That's why policy analysis is so multidisciplinary in its approach to the problem. If you look at the points to be aware of when analyzing policies, the review of alternatives should be conducted in a systematic manner by investigative tools. The result of the analysis is that it should be specific and feasible for practical use. Now, let's take a look at the role of a policy analyst. The policy analyst said, while maintaining objectivity to policy, you have to be a compelling advocate for policy, recognizing that the reflection of the analyzed policy is a matter outside one's authority. The organization that runs the program is considering that there is a tendency not to consider alternatives to the institution itself. For direct execution and connection, we need to expand the scope of analysis to top organizations and cooperative organizations. It should be noted that academic policy analysis outside the government is less likely to be adopted as an immediate policy. Alternative and long-term feasible alternatives should be presented. You should keep an eye on the utilization of the results. After the policy analysis, types of analysis. The type of analysis can be classified as 3P. 3P is taken from P of process calculation, product, and performance. First, process research. Process research is an analysis of the first part made in time. Sociopolitical and technical. It focuses on the dynamics of the social welfare policy formation process. According to methodological variables, the politics involved in policymaking. It takes the form of many case studies that identify technological input. Depending on the purpose of the study, the depth of the analysis and the duration of the analysis can vary. At each stage of early social problems, issues, and policymaking, macroscopic. Two microscopic dimensions of analysis go hand in hand. The researcher's views, values, and prejudices may be involved. Second, product research. Output research is about policy selection and analyzes programs, related laws, and plans. It's mainly about choice. For example, what are the forms and contents of the choices that make up the policy? What conditions do you exclude from making a choice? What are the values, theories, and hypotheses that support the choice? You can ask the same question. In other words, the content selected through the policy process is analyzed through specific criteria or analysis frameworks. Third, performance research. Performance studies are commonly referred to as evaluation. It's about policy selection and calculating evaluation. Compared to the course study or the calculation study, the subject of analysis is clear. It's more objective and structural. It can be measured by collecting quantitative and qualitative data using research methodology. This methodology is based on many areas of social science. Questions for performance research are usually composed, targeted groups, costs, how the program performed well in the delivery system. The effectiveness of the program can be the same as what it was like. The four elements of the analysis framework are allocation, salary, delivery, and financial resources. Allocation is to select the recipient of the salary. Salary means the form and nature of cash and in kind, etc. It's about thinking about how to deliver it. The choice of the type and source of financing is important for the financial resources. Namely, what is the basis of social allocation? What is the type of social benefit allocated? What is the power for the transfer of salaries? What are the ways to finance salaries? It requires the same concerns as the goal of a policy. Goals can be divided into general goals and specific goals. The general goal is to have a general and broad personality. Specific goals are detailed, specific, operational, and measurable goals. The goal of the policy needs to be set up in detail. For example, when the goal is to promote economic stability for the low-income class, households earning less than 800,000 won per month, they raise their income to more than W800,000 within 2 years. The time period during which the intended outcome can be clarified, and the goal pursued can be achieved, such as, you must be able to quantify the intended outcome. The objectives and means of policy must be clearly distinguished. Goals and means should not be confused. If the goal is to improve child welfare, counseling services, and cash and in-kind provision will be the means. The determination of the success of the policy is whether the goal is achieved or not. Lastly, let's look at the target system. The goal is to clearly distinguish between long-term and short-term goals. You need to distinguish between the intended and unintended goals. In the case of analyzing only published goals, it has significant limitations in clearly understanding the nature of the policy. That's why we need to include invisible policy objectives in our analysis. We also need to analyze the indirect side effects of unintended goals. The policy is that we need a macro perspective, with public interest from the perspective of society as a whole. This time, we had a time to learn about the 3P approach and the product analysis of policy. In the next session, we're going to learn about allocations. That appeared in 4 elements of the analysis frame. Allocation provides social welfare benefits. It's very important to achieve your goal, so we'll take 2 hours to find out. Social Welfare Insight subscribers, thank you for watching. Have a happy day.